spiritual awakening can be lonely, but it's such a beautiful journey. And yes, it's a journey because the spiritual journey never ends. Once you go through the awakening, believe me, it's just beautiful. Hi, welcome back to my channel, everyone. It's me, Sabrina. Hi to everyone who's new. I speak about personal development, spirituality, love, attraction, mindset, and so much more. Welcome to my channel. Today's topic is spiritual awakening. 5 signs actually that you are going through a spiritual awakening. Before I start with the signs, I just want to say, I know I mentioned at the beginning it can be a lonely journey. Yes, it can. But it's the most beautiful journey that you can ever have, that you can ever imagine. And it's before I start actually explaining the signs, right? I want to explain the whole thing about the spiritual awakening. So what does it actually mean, the spiritual awakening? Some people refer to it as being vogue, being in alignment, being in a blissful, peaceful state of mind, right? But kind of before you get to that point, it's a journey. Let me be honest right here, because when it comes to the spirituality, it's a journey, right? And like I mentioned, it's a beautiful journey. But if you don't have any guidance, if you're not really sure about the signs and everything, then it can be a little bit of confusing, of not knowing what you should actually do. What is it that the universe is asking you to do? So I want to clarify all of these things in this video. So let's go into the first sign. The first sign is chaos. Now you probably think, well, okay, chaos. Yeah, what does that mean? Well, if you have been in chaos in one of sorry, my nose is itching. In one of aspect, it doesn't have to be in every area of your life, right? But there is like something, most of the people when they go through a spiritual awakening, when they have like chaos state, it's can be a trauma, it can be past memories, it can be even the pandemic was a big sign. There were a lot of people going through a spiritual awakening, and still going through a spiritual awakening, right? So it can be in your relationship, can be you lost your job and suddenly you don't know anymore what to do. So just, chaos, things that happen that are like really, you're trying to figure out what is actually going on in your life. You're asking yourself questions like, who am I? What am I doing here? Why am I here? That's like the chaos state. And that's totally okay. It's totally fine. It has to be like that in order for you to become this new person that you were actually always have been, right? But in order to connect to that, you have to let go of all of the negative energies, the negative, and clear all of that in order to, that universe can be like, okay, you've going through that, you know what it means to go through chaos, and then here it is, the order. The second sign is separation. And this is where the point is, where what I kind of meant with being lonely. It can be a lonely journey, but let me tell you, it won't last long time. It won't last long time, because what's important is, and why it is that your relationships are going to be shifting, is because while you are going through a spiritual awakening and you're reconnecting yourself to yourself, and you kind of get rid of all of the layers, and you get rid of the conditioning that happens throughout the life by your parents, by your teachers, by the environment, by the media and all of that, by your friends, family. It is likely that other people who have been around you, they like, who are you? What is happening to you? And then you feel like, kind of, why they don't understand me? Why am I feeling so alone? And you may be questioning the spiritual awakening, but that's actually the point where universe is taking care that those people are not anymore in your life. And I know it sounds hard at first, but it's the truth and the reality that you are evolving, you are reconnecting, you actually are the chosen one that has this experience. It's something so beautiful, and therefore universe is like, okay, let me get those people out of your way that are stopping you from evolving, right? And therefore you will find the people that are actually on the same journey as you. They might be further with the journey. There might be some other people who are just at the beginning of the journey, but you will find your tribe. You will find the same positive, like-minded people that you can talk to, and you won't feel like, oh, there's no one who's not understanding me, because they exactly know what you are going through right now. The third sign is remembering. What do I mean by remembering? Well, it's most likely that when you hear all of that spiritual awakening, when you go through it, and it's most likely that you will kind of know all these things, and you will be familiar with everything that comes with the spiritual awakening, with becoming more spiritual, right? It's like you catch yourself saying like, oh yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense. It might not make sense to everyone, but it makes sense to me. Something in me tells me, yes, that's true, right? And it just like everything is already within you. Like I mentioned before, you are reconnecting to yourself, and you letting go of the conditioning. Therefore, it's already inside of you. Now, the only difference is you have actually you can put words into what it is that you feel, right? What it is that you are remembering. The fourth sign is senses. Yes, senses. Okay, that might sound a little bit like, okay, what is that? Well, your senses are going to be heightened. You are going to taste better. You're going to hear more, to see more. Especially when you're doing meditation, after that, you will see that your senses are heightened because you're connecting to the universe. You're connecting to the divine energies. And therefore, everything is more heightened, and you become more aware of everything. You become more of an observer because your senses are so heightened. You always should aim to be observing anyway, but it's most likely that it will happen to you, and it will kind of happen out of like, okay, I see more, I hear more, therefore I observe more. It's like you're letting go of the human of you, and you become more of the metaphysical, and you connect more to the metaphysical. Therefore, your senses are more heightened. And the last sign and the fifth sign, the last and fifth sign, is your intuition. You will most likely have this feeling inside of you, this gut feeling, and it will enhance and become much, much stronger. And suddenly you hear people say something and you're like, you will catch yourself be like, wait a minute, I just thought about that. How come, it's like you are more connected to everything. It's like, because we are all connected, we are all one. Everything is energy, and energy is everything, right? Therefore, while you are going through a spiritual awakening and you're connecting yourself more to the energies, therefore that you will have that intuition that will grow inside of you. These are actually the signs that you are going through a spiritual awakening. It might not happen, it might not be all of the signs at all, but there can be a few, there can be some other things happening as well. It's a beautiful journey, remember that. I know it can be a little bit of what is actually going on and why is everything happening, but believe me, you're chosen to go through this spiritual awakening, to reconnect to yourself, and the universe is behind you and helping you. And be powerful, be strong, embrace this spiritual awakening, embrace the spiritual journey, because it will never end. It's a beautiful journey, it will never end. You will always grow and grow and grow throughout your whole spiritual journey. Yes, it's your chosen. Let me tell you, I know that for sure. So please let me know in the comment if any of these signs has happened to you, if any of these signs maybe happened to you and they kind of happening again. That's also something that happens. Yeah, let me know in the comments below if you can relate. Also, let me know where you're tuning in from. That's always great to know. So if you liked this video, if you enjoyed it or felt entertained whatsoever, then please hit the like button. Also remember to hit the subscribe button, and don't forget to hit the little notification bell next to it, because I make sure that this year is a year of growth for you. Thank you for now, and see you next time. Namaste.